2, 3, 4. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. It's the 18 of my face. I was out of the house and doing stuff. Smoking the Wi-Fi beverages, and I guess that's the way it goes. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. Got no money, smoking crack, saving up for the Betamax. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS.
Now we are.
Welcome to Obscure Tape Time, the show where we watch VHS in their entirety and invite you to suffer along with it. We got blue screen.
Yeah, I stopped it. I stopped the tape.
Yeah, not interested.
No, I think I did the wrong thing. Oh, press play. Hold on.
What's happening?
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Really?
Yeah, we're good.
Nice.
I was worried that I'd activated the sound again, and we were gonna. So,
how do we start the show again?
we don't.
Oh,
Thanks for tuning in.
already did that bit.
We're off.
We're on.
We're on.
We got a new mic.
We got a new mic. Yes, it's much nicer. It's a much nicer microphone.
It has room sound.
Yeah, it captures everything.
So it's gonna get all those power tools that are happening because...
Oh, maybe I did put a filter on, so we might be
today
lucky.
is a public holiday here, and you got some work going on outside. Yay!
Rest assured that if it's a weekend or a public holiday, there will be noise here.
Whoa!
Hey, Fitty Bits!
I heard that.
Thank you, Nostroff. Yeah, I still haven't muted it or fixed the alert, which I should do, but I forget every time. Every single time.
Cool.
So what have you been up to this week?
I got a new tattoo.
Yeah.
I've
How
already
was that?
It was alright. I've already forgotten what else we were going to talk about. Oh, last week I said that I was going to wear underwear and show off my other tattoo. Because it's Australia Day today. I don't need to wear. Can I get it? It says a joke tattoo, and it's an actual regret, and it's a triangle with a kangaroo, and it says
It's a bogan tattoo.
Australian made. It wasn't when I got it done, but it's been since made into
It's a bogan tattoo.
very bogan tattoo because people are like
on
white
par with
pride
the
or
Southern
whatever.
Cross.
Yeah, pride and stuff like that. But Australia Day. It's the day that people came over here and shot the indigenous people and said, we live here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna celebrate this shit constantly.
Yeah, by sacrificing a lamb to their gods and frying it next to a body of cold water while drinking cold beers.
Yeah. Speaking of beers, guess who's not drinking beers?
Both of us.
Yeah, both of us.
We're not. I mean, today is the day in the Australia year where we are most likely to be drinking beers.
Yeah, we're most allowed to be drunk.
I'm
It's
pretty
most
sure.
acceptable to be drunk on Australia
I'm
Day.
pretty sure we're allowed to get drunk in public on Australia
Yeah,
Day.
I think there's an exception to every law here. It's the purge, basically.
It pretty much is. So today I brought you some sugar-free mineral water orange soda.
Yeah, because after last episode, I was fucked up for 2 days. Like I just did not feel good
Yeah,
for like a whole 48-hour period. Yeah, it was not good.
we didn't even go out for beers afterwards.
No, we didn't. But
It was just
I was
was
probably
it
fucked
two
up.
extra beers. You were so fucked up that you did that thing where you're like, now let's watch another one. I had to run down to the shed.
Yeah.
You haven't done
But
that
I-
since we started. Well,
Well, also like it just felt good to have a working episode somewhere else. Like the fact that we managed to piece that together at the
the
last
only problem
possible
is
minute.
there a little bit of delay, which
Well, we'll
I
fix
think
that.
I could
next- It'll be fixed next time. Guaranteed.
Was it something that you imported, or was it?
It was probably my fault. Yeah, it was my fault.
Oh, good.
I'll be able to fix that. As for me, my week, I bought a VHS tape, and you're watching it right now.
You bought golf?
Not on purple. It was
Oh.
meant to be a kids' show. It was meant to be Farthing Wood.
Oh.
And I put it in because I've watched Scarecrow and Son so many times that the tape's damaged. So, like, the video of it freezes. It doesn't look nice at all.
Yeah. So instead, we got animals of farthing wood on. So they're in the background, ready.
Yeah, they're in the background getting ready to leave because they're planning to expand the golf course out further back. So this is the backstory. This is how it started.
You got it recorded over tape. That's great. Luckily, I have the tape that you bought in the shed, so I'll just bring that over, and I'm going to put this up on our channel, which, by the way, is just about ready to pop over into being a legit YouTube channel.
By now we'd be under 100 hours
Yeah.
because Ditto's been watching constantly. Shouts to Ditto.
That's the thing. We wanted you to just play it in the background, and Ditto's actually paying attention and posting screens.
Yeah, like actually being like, oh, look at this motherfucker.
To the point where I created 2 new emotes for the channel. Did you see that?
I haven't. Are they pointing ones by
Well,
any chance?
Yeah, you had the single points, and I'm like, but he's not doing single, he's doing double, so I put double points.
You know, that looks so good that I genuinely thought that was an actual emote. I didn't know you made that.
Yeah,
I
mate.
did notice it, but I genuinely thought that you
Just found it.
just like found it in the list.
No, I put that together. Yeah. So as soon as you get proper YouTube status, nothing we do except for like getting banned will ever make it so that we're not. We can lose all our viewers, all our view time, everything, and you'll always still be proper. So I'm gonna start uploading all sorts of crap to that channel
Yeah.
that no one's gonna want to watch.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Watch and make me money so I can spend it on expensive tapes from my childhood.
Oh, dear. Ooh,
I just spent $70 on a tape. So
really?
the one that I bought that I mentioned, my birthday.
Haven't told me about it yet. I haven't
No,
paid that.
It doesn't
much
have
for
a
tape
case.
yet. Oh God.
So it's going to come in a generic one, all the way from Great Britain.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works.
The band episode.
No,
Is
no, it's just
it going to be
the show ran
recorded
for
over
one
with golf?
season, and probably I'll be very fucking angry if it does.
I hope you get your money back, because then we get free golf.
Yeah, and I can just spend it on like the second episodes. We'll see what
yeah.
happens.
Oh, Australia Day.
Yeah,
To
happy.
lead over to the video, like, what did we do last? I don't think we did
We
anything.
did, didn't we? We watched that year in review thing.
No, that was for New Year's.
Fairly sure we did one.
We probably did, but the year in review was New Year's.
Let's find out. We can easily find this shit out.
Okay.
We go to my studio. Ooh. Behind the scenes. Go. Australia. That's that. Australians episode 38. Maybe we didn't. That's 10. There's 10 videos. Did we do the real advantage? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we did miss
No,
it.
because it
of
would have been in
COVID.
March. And no, that's in March. We would have missed it. My birthday, because my birthday a couple of days out of. I don't know what we would have done in January 2020.
Yeah. Well, we can easily just go back that far.
Yeah,
Even though,
that'd be easier.
see what the episode was around. Yeah. I could have sworn we did something. Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? I like skipped like page 15
I don't know.
per page. We're in October, September,
Welcome to we're scrolling through our old videos.
July, June. No, it won't take
One
as long
more.
as I thought. Jeez, we uploaded a lot in May, didn't we?
I think that's when I started uploading all the tapes.
Yeah, it would have been. Yep, it had to have been.
January 30, we did USAFL for Australia Day. There you go. We did.
No,
we
that
did,
was cinema though.
Yeah, but we missed out on.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh, January 21st was what is that? School Spectacular.
So that would have been it. That would have been our Australia Day.
Australia Day episode. We watched football before we had a million footballs.
Yeah, but we watched it on cinema instead of this. Anyway, shall we move on to the actual show now?
Yeah. So
Stop dicking around.
stop dicking around. So this tape that we're about to watch,
Oh, should I go back?
just a little bit, Australia Day celebrations. It's a newscast of a boat race where 1 million people did what like the first fleet did when they got here, only without all the blood and killing.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, they might have, but it was in Sydney Harbour, and the news itself is introduced by Scott Lambert, which you have you say you don't know who he is, but you accidentally do.
I mean, actually, what was he in that we watched?
Year in review.
Oh, okay, it's that guy again.
So it's the mustachio guy from when we watched. That was for New Year's, not this year. The year in review. So it's another one of him. He's from like Brisbane, Channel 7. I should have asked Reese if he knows anything about him, but I looked him up and he's done pretty much nothing except for a few specials, TV things. He was meant to be a TV presenter. He never actually made it as a newscast, thing like that. Anyway, you can just chuck it in. There's nothing else that needs to be said. I'm sure we can.
We're gonna watch a race, guys.
Yeah.
Are you
but
ready to watch a goddamn boat race?
I hope it's not as boring as just the boats
It's so good.
sailing.
Totally gonna be that.
Okay, Australia Day, 1988. We got into Port Jackson early in the afternoon and had the satisfaction of finding the finest harbour in the world, in which 1,000 sail the line may ride in the most perfect security, said Governor Phillip. Governor Phillip is the guy who made Phillip Bay, I suppose.
I guess so.
He made it.
Hello, I'm Scott Lambert.
Hi, Scott.
The most
Well,
beautiful
Scotty.
harbour in the world, 2 fleets of tall ships, tens of thousands of small craft, a prince and princess, and a cast of millions. Now that was a celebration.
Was it?
No matter
Sure
where
it
you
was.
were on the 26th of January 1988,
Also,
it was
Sydney sucks,
impossible
so
to
fuck
see
you.
everything.
I was
I'm
4
delighted to
years
bring you
old.
all the highlights, from Portsmouth to
Sounds
Sydney
like
Harbour,
-3.
right through to the fireworks display. These great events will live forever in Australia's history.
Oh. He's got a mustache.
So do you.
First fleet, rite of passage. Yeah, we came here and discovered this place, and all the people that lived here beforehand, they didn't.
They weren't humans.
And they weren't here. Written by John. Oh, this is a movie.
Is this a movie?
They're making it out to look it up. It's news for me.
I was like, wait, how fucked are we?
Oh, even if it was a movie, no, we'd be fine. Alright, I've already uploaded it.
Cool.
Directed.
You say cunt, cunt, cunt?
Yeah, it's Australian.
cat.
Oh, so majestic. Remember when we first got to Australia in our jet planes
It was beautiful.
and our dungarees with our warships?
Battleships, yeah.
Queen was there.
She's been alive for a while. Whoosh.
She didn't want to be there. Oh, I feel sick. I just wanted a sausage and bread.
You can have two.
Alright, we'll sail the ships then.
Bring a barbecue on the ship.
That sounds like a great idea.
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Like a proper, like, coal fire thing.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what dolphin.
I'm giving them no benefits to the doubt here.
The open sea. This is what we came for. At last we're free, sailing as a fleet. One could even believe the first fleet is with us.
This poem reminds
Written
me.
by a
We're
wanker
sailing
who's
west to avoid
way
being
into
pushed by
himself.
the winds into the
It
Bay of
reminds
Biscay
me
off
of like
Portugal,
a
spotting the ships of the fleet when we
on the
can.
hill and stuff. You press the
Tucker
button.
Thompson, the baby of the fleet, made it all the way from New
Like
Zealand.
everything in Australia that's like historical
Anna
always has
Christina,
these
99 years
heartfelt
old, who
poems
joined us
read
from
over the
Norway.
top of them when you press buttons.
Yeah,
Amarina, the
they're always
Swedish
just
barkentine,
wank,
the
though, like,
largest of the fleet.
It's always written by somebody who is like, you know,
Bounty,
someone from like the
replica of
80s
the
or
infamous
90s
mutiny
who
on
was
the
just like,
Bounty.
Never there.
never,
Not even.
never grew up, never really like left adolescence.
And the flagship Soren Larsen, the elegant British brigantine, today
They got
gave
a
refuge
number
to a
one
fellow
prize for
traveller.
writing an Australian like history report in primary school, and they never really got past that.
Yeah, just became obsessed with that stupid bullshit. Good tune.
In our new home, everyone
I
has
didn't
their
go
own
on long enough for
fears.
us to
The
extract.
fear of going overboard, the fear of sharks, the fear of confinement
Fear
or
of
wide open
sharks.
spaces. But for most, the fear of going aloft for
attacks
the
are
first
rare.
time is the most terrifying.
Terrifying is all relative. I mean,
Oh,
I consider living in
it's the
some place
most
like New
terrifying.
York City
Terrifying
terrifying.
relative. No, it's not that.
I consider living in some place like New York City terrifying. Me too,
Anna
sir. But I
Christina's
also do
skipper,
not
John
want to be on these
Sorensen,
boats.
is only 25. He seems a pretty relaxed bloke. We call his ship the hippie ship, a gypsy of the seas.
Mainly because he smokes weed.
Yeah, we're just passing Amarina
And doesn't
now,
pay
and
rent.
we're going on the other track now.
Or bills.
and,
Or
go on
has
the
sex
He hangs
and
out in
shit.
international waters, so
Yeah.
he never has to like.
together with Amarina from now.
Doesn't have to follow any laws or anything. Doesn't have to.
Ah, you should see the view from up here.
Commodore
You
is,
bar up.
British. Nothing bad about British, but British is more stiff, I think, compared with Scandinavian. I'm Scandinavian,
Oh, really?
motoring.
Okay.
The smaller ships sail fast with light winds, but the
No,
large
thank
ships
you.
need strong
Please
winds.
move the camera.
So we're already becoming two fleets, the fast and the slow. I like the vitality of these Vikings, who don't even wear safety
Yeah, that
harnesses.
was the proposed spin-off of the Fast and the Furious movies. We're gonna do a quick version.
So tomorrow morning, Tenerife, the Canary Islands.
To be fair,
A
once
chance
the
to meet
cars
the rest
got
of the
to
fleet.
the bay and there was no bridge, they slowed down immensely,
Yeah.
near infinitely.
May the 29th, and Tenerife looks as dry as a Pommy's towel. Maybe it's because we've been surrounded
What?
by water for
What?
3 weeks.
Dickhead wrote
It's taken this long to really get the
Looks
feel
as
of the
dry
ship at
as a
sea.
Pommy's
And now
towel.
we're going back
What
ashore.
does that mean? Did the English not off their back or something? What are we trying to say? We should probably do that thing where we say that views and expressions in this tape are old, outdated, and not as it represents as much.
I guess so, but I think I'm pretty sure this is actually in Portugal. They mentioned it. That they're making a big.
I was more talking about them, Tommy's
Oh.
cows and stuff, and they're probably
I
going
don't
to do.
give a fuck if the Pommies get mad at us. Jesus
No, neither do
Christ.
I. I'm just anticipating more racial slurs, whether it's Tommy or not.
Of all the people that I could give a fuck about, it's the English and like
But
those-
if they're going to
those
start
really-
slurring, they're going to
Hi
start slurring
kids,
about all
I'm
people.
Jonathan King, and
you're a wanker.
He's got a phantom shit.
200 years ago today, I had
Like
Oh,
when we
man,
watch
superhero.
when we watch
about
anything
getting
like
together a
Billy
group of
Australia, you
people
just think
to
everybody's
reenact
away.
the first fleet. So, with much graft, corruption, offers of free beer, we got together the best fleet possible.
The problem is, if they didn't act like such wankers, then I wouldn't call them wankers. Like,
Yeah.
we have a lot to do. Yeah, there's a lot of dolphins. Definitely not stock footage dolphin.
That guy back there was sailing a Australian coast flag. Then another Australian coast themed thing, I suppose. They seem to like making things or sponsor things for the coast.
Bounty is a challenge in itself. I mean, what other ship in the fleet has the rig of 200 years ago
Right.
and on deck is more or less an exact replica, as much as one can be, of the original ship which Bligh himself sailed over the seven seas? I think it's a fascinating challenge to anyone to be on board this vessel.
Whoa!
And when you're going back down, what you do is the technique for going down is in fact more difficult than going up in some respects, but it's just a matter of climbing down, and then you can hang in free space for a while if you want.
Well,
latitude
has no
00.
Danger is funny.
In fact, we're on the equator,
Australian way.
and as you can see, it's not as calm as the mill pond. A lot of people remember Coleridge's words, as still as a
Oh, he's
painted
about to
ship
get all
on a
pumped up.
painted
Check
ocean.
that out.
Yeah, I know,
That's not
right?
the situation
It's threatened
here,
to just drop
because
down.
This is called the Intertropical Convergence Zone.
Like in
where
the
the northeast
state
trades
movie.
and the southeast trades meet each other, and there's nowhere for them to go except
That was
up.
a good episode.
As a result, you don't get the normal pattern of winds. You get squalls, you get storms, you get winds from all points of the compass.
It was cooler than. Really?
You get a shower scene in this movie.
Brilliant, I suppose.
Oh, I saw something on eBay that I kind of want to get.
Yeah.
It's this exact film again, but without the introduction by Scott Lambert, and it was on ABC and before, and said Jet Salmon. With
That's funny.
like alternate copies of the same picture. Watch it. It's Charlie Day.
This is barely even a documentary.
Technically,
Will the
be a
ship
different thing.
sail
Yes.
on to Cape
Bunch
Town
of
and
stuff.
Sydney?
Just go and pick
Fleet
it up.
organisers say they won't be able to answer that question until they meet the ship captains tomorrow to discuss money and receive a final response, hopefully a commitment from the federal government. In Rio de Janeiro,
Ian Hislop, 11 a.m.
once more.
You know, we're
11 a.m.
do-gooders. We're doing good for Australia.
Better show.
Why can't the government keep backing us? But that's not what's going to happen. As he said, sailors got themselves into that mess. Sailors will have to bail out their own ships.
Bail out? No, bailing's a question for sailors, not for prime ministers. These people are a private enterprise, so now if they've made bad decisions and bad assumptions, then that's something that they will basically have to live with.
But they'll bail the banks out.
Did we do that in
Can't be
Australia?
Norman. Yeah, that's happened.
Was that his? I don't remember.
It is party.
He just likes drinking beers.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just last year he appeared on TV drinking a beer again?
It was over the year before, and he just smashed the beer down.
Our government.
It's
Many
not our
of us are
government
taking a
anymore.
break
Now
from
our
the
government is
problems of the
fucking
fleet,
going on holiday
hoping that
when
a
the country's
miracle
on
will
fire.
somehow come along and there'll be enough money to sail on.
Yelling at women saying was they and attracting that and saying then people getting lunacy as in the papers. Woman of the Year Australia or something was like had a photo taken with him and she's like Australia is 200 years old.
There was nothing.
Unbelievable. I've played soccer for 20 years and I've never come across anything like this.
Oh, look at that.
This is biting.
I think that this shot would actually be interesting if he didn't have pants on.
Somewhere in the middle of the South Atlantic.
Then it would have been
14 days out of
hilarious.
Rio, 4 months out of England. And the dreaded message has hit us. Man overboard. We thought it would never happen. One of our family is out there, drowning, alone.
Okay, John, what do you
Did it
say?
actually happen or is this another poem?
Yes, I agree with Tradewind. What we should do, because that's where we have been looking this
This
morning.
is what we do every Australia
Yeah,
Day.
it looks
We
like someone is. Like,
get in boats.
It's been in there
Oh,
6 hours now.
yeah.
Chances are, even if we find him, probably dead.
Basically, what I'm getting at, what they're getting at here is like this is the gumball
Actually, the
bucket
fact that
boats.
the person probably not is alive anymore.
The person is probably not
Yeah,
as
what we've
alive
heard
anymore.
is that Henrik
Little
was
bit,
trimming a
not
headsail
much.
sheet and
bugger.
it was flogging so badly it threw him over the side.
He was in
just
the
yelling. I mean, he was just yelling. He was up here. I mean, like really panicked, and his voice was full of water, and his eyes were. I don't even know if he was aware that Johan jumped in the water. You know.
Wait, was it him?
And finally, in the early evening, when the sun went down
Yes.
again and started becoming dark, that we realized Henrik is dead. He's gone. Then we had a little funeral, a little
was him.
ceremony
Yeah.
an hour after.
Henry's gone.
And that
This
night,
movie's taking
people
us on a
started
ride.
talking
That's
about
dark, man.
how good a guy he was and so on. But
He's such
it
a
all
good
ended
guy.
up with
He
that
put everything on the line.
we all
to-
sat up here in the aft deck in one little group with everybody's
Oh,
hands in each other.
Jesus
and we cried.
Christ.
Oh, and we made fun of these pins.
August the 30th. Over 3 months since we left England. And we're not
This
even
is
halfway to
1988.
Australia. Family and friends back home seem to belong to another life. Strong winds and rough seas continue,
Google on
but
him.
we're making good time towards Africa.
What's his name?
Henrik
Henry
Nilsson's
Overboard,
death off the Anna
1988.
Christina a week ago
I can look it up if you
woke
want.
us up to the real dangers around us. We're not just a reenactment, we're the real thing. His loss has deepened our sense of
You're not
family.
the real thing.
The fleet has
it's
come
reenact-
closer together.
It just so happens
And
that
even
somebody
the skipper's
died.
kids are now our kids too. But it
It's
doesn't
not just
stop
a
us wanting to
reenact-
get to
It's the real
land.
thing. We've really travelled back in time. Lost something. That's your own problem.
September the
Yay!
9th,
Steel drums make everything
Cape Town
better.
at last.
It's not all bad.
Table Mountain is a great sight after a month in the South Atlantic.
At least they made it.
I
to
wonder what
Africa.
sort of reception we're going to get at the docks.
Everything will be better then. Nothing bad happens.
Welcome to the MS Christina. Welcome to Cape Town on the Royal Cape
The South Africans are rolling out the red carpet. I wonder how much propaganda they'll make out of this.
Damn! I think we found this 1988 instead. Australia Days is a combination of footage shot by 29 different camera crews at various locations around Australia from midnight to midnight. Film includes footage of the Aboriginal protest of the bicentenary.
Cape Town seems just like any other busy modern city, but it's a bit of a puzzle. There are blacks and whites in the streets, buses, hotels, working or just touring. I wasn't expecting that. But you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. As a trading outpost, it's a bit of an oasis. I can't get over the idea that they should be having all these problems.
We're going sailing.
Because it was Australia's bicentenary. 200 years celebration and Russell meeting.
In South Australia I was born.
We did.
Save away, all away. South Australia round Cape Horn. And down to South Australia.
This is the sailing we came for. The new trainees are learning the ropes and finding their sea legs. After 5 months at sea, I know how they must feel right now. We're on top of the roaring 40s, the farthest south we've been. Winds are south-southwest 30 knots and it's blowing dogs off chains. You can really feel the ship respond, like a greyhound let loose. The largest swells in the world have been recorded around here. After 37 days at sea, finally something that doesn't rock and roll. The island of Mauritius, the summit of an undersea volcano, as extinct as the dodo bird.
Probably. Only good.
There was big excitement on the flagship. Funny how the Poms love a bit of ceremony.
Oh,
how's that?
Well, we don't know unless you tell us. Also, we are kind of doing that thing where we relaxed and started talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go to Mauritius. Mauritius came to us.
Is that better?
What an amazing multicultural mix. French, African, English, Indian, Chinese, or a mixture of some or all of them. It's an independent democracy now, still part of the British Commonwealth, but the main language is French because the French were here before the British. Such warm people. I wonder what they think of us.
We think you're a bunch of wankers.
It wasn't long before we were reviving ourselves with Sega, an erotic Creole music which celebrates rhythm and body heat. Know what I mean?
Just seeing those very Australian-looking guys dancing, you know that they're being inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm here for Uncle George. I don't have an Uncle George.
We
but,
did
you know,
speak only to break the silence of the sea, all in a hot and copper sky.
That's like most
The bloody sun at noon right above the mast did stand, no bigger than the moon.
1 second.
Washington.
Day after day, day after day, we stuck. Nor breath, nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean.
But it wasn't, because somebody died.
Oh,
I joined her on a cold December morning. A flapping of me flippers to keep me warm. With the south cone hoisted as a warning. To stand by the coming of the storm.
Stop.
That was fun. I was enjoying that chanty. Storm.
Anything exciting?
No, but I think I've come to the realization that I don't like these people once every week.
And
I'm not going to forget them because they're always in my ears.
Not like it takes more, it takes less.
Nice.
Just make it easy. Fucking try.
Alright, bring these instead. Done. Anyone else died yet?
I don't know. I was off.
Oh look, we got the intro.
Oh, that's the start.
That was the start.
Wait, so it's only go for half an hour?
It used to go for an hour. Better not only go for half an hour.
Maybe the other documentaries at the end.
Wherever you may be in Australia, we bid you welcome this morning. It is indeed your day. It may be happening here in Sydney, but no matter what part of Australia you may be in right now, we very much hope that by being with us, the 7 Network today, you'll get a complete coverage of what is happening here and indeed feel very much a part of the spirit and the excitement of this truly tremendous occasion. So let's cross right away to the stars of our show, namely the ships, the crews and the passengers of the First Fleet reenactment voyage.
Behind us, we've got the
I'm
full
sure they'll
fleet.
have an in-memory
The 11
of
ships.
eventually.
For the first time ever, since leaving Portsmouth, England,
Yo,
with the Queen farewelled us,
Blake,
we've
with
got full
the
11
sub.
square riggers in the fleet.
Thank you, Blake.
So it's just a
And thanks
fantastic
for the work,
moment
too.
for the whole of Australia.
Happy
On board the ship last night was
Australia Day
very
to you,
emotional
Blake.
and sort of an air of
Happy Invasion
anticipation
Day.
and excitement.
Sad
How are you
Invasion Day.
feeling
Let's say
last
Happy
night? Get
Invasion
much
Day. Is
sleep?
it Sad
Edgy,
Invasion
too
Day?
nervous, too excited.
I don't know what
Sleep,
the
we didn't
terminology
even
would be
try.
there.
But you see,
we're a bunch of
today
white
is
folk
the
who moved
People's
in on
Day,
someone
because
else's
this
land
is
and
the People's
caused
Fleet.
terrible
The
things, but
government
now
didn't
we're
want
here,
this to
so
happen.
deal with it.
They said it couldn't be
Then-
done. They didn't want
Hey.
it to happen. But the people, the Channel 7 people,
Oh,
Macquarie
we
people,
tried all the
the
emus
people of
again.
Australia,
Hey, that was the
all
Western
chipped in
Australians.
and put the money where the mouth was. And this
We
is the
lost
fleet
that
that they
war.
brought to Sydney.
We were
so
drunk.
everybody should celebrate today. 'cause
Still
this is
There's
their
nothing
fleet.
more Australian than that. Losing a
And here
war
we can
against
see now
big
something
angry
of
birds.
the spectator fleet beginning to build up
Lost
as
it
the
twice.
first reenactment
Yeah.
fleet wend their way up
We
the
lost it,
east
then we
coast of
forgot that we
Australia
lost
to
it.
truly a rendezvous
And
with
then it was
history
lost in the
at
paperwork because we never
11:45 this
actually
morning
stopped
at Farm
declaring war on
Cove.
them. Like it's still on, isn't it?
And now let's take a look, if we may,
It was never technically
at
what
the
was meant to
young
be a
Endeavour.
culling because there was too many
There
of
she
them.
is, the young
registered.
Endeavour, which of course was presented by His
Because they were
Royal
drunk.
Highness Prince Charles to
It's
the
the
people
young
of
Endeavour.
Australia
Been on before.
only yesterday. And she is Britain's official
Thank you.
bicentennial gift, and isn't she magnificent?
Same
A
to you,
brand new
Blake.
brigantine.
Enjoy-
She was built in
enjoy your lurk.
1986 at Lowestoft, of course, in England,
Brigantine.
and her maiden voyage has taken her from England around the Cape of Good Hope to Sydney Harbour
I mean,
on
if it's
this
still the
very
same boat,
special
I've been
day.
on a boat called the Young Endeavour.
We're now looking at the harbour bridge, of
It
course,
probably
the
is,
famous
right?
Sydney coat hanger. And what a scene that
Somebody
is. There must be
stabilise that.
hundreds and hundreds of
No.
boats now coming under the
Footage.
bridge, taking up
They
position,
couldn't
ready
afford a better
for
camp.
the
I know
great
it's
day's
zoomed in too
activities.
much.
Darling Harbour, of course, has been the scene of the tall ships. Now the tall ships are moving out, and they've come into their
I
own
took a ferry
mooring
across
positions
that.
here in the harbour. It really is a pretty
Why
picture.
did you go
Those
to
white
Sydney?
ships
Ew.
on a blue.
I was forced to.
Sydney
I'd
Harbour.
Go anywhere up.
Boycott.
So I guess
It
it's
was
the right
filthy.
time now to be out
It's
sailing
Sydney's
before. Oh, look,
gross.
the Oriana in miniature.
Indeed,
Isn't
in
that
miniatures.
fabulous? In fact, I did see a P&O flag on the Bounty. And of course, this is a miniature of the Oriana, which is a P&O ship flying the Australian Red Ensign too. Look at that. And look at the people now gathering in the background. They've got their flags flying on their small craft. They're all hovering around, waiting for the major activities to take place. And of course, that
Looks
won't
like
be long off.
like someone didn't stack the dishwasher properly.
I have with me the captain of the Soren Larsen. Tony, how are you?
Well, I've got a bit of a bad cold, which is a bit unusual for Sydney. But no, I'm ecstatic, really. I really am. This is quite fantastic.
You're on TV.
This is the accumulation
you
of
talk
7
about
years
something?
planning.
Here's a
My
microphone.
involvement started 7 years ago with the ship. We've done 9 months at sea to get here nearly, 22,000 miles. And there's just all these people. And there it is, the south head, the north head. It's opening up before us. It's just great.
It's to complain, he'll take it.
Words can hardly describe the scene that we're seeing. Where in the rest of the world could you see something like that?
Yes, so.
The Australian posted it.
Sink that.
Look at them all going.
You can do it. No one else overboard. Just that one guy. Who we're not even gonna, reference ever again. Damn, the last hour is just gonna
Famous cocaine. What are you on about?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Talking about the harbour bridge.
Look, the adrenaline is pumping. This is
it's garbage.
well,
Like
I've never
everything
seen
else in
anything
Sydney.
like this before. So many craft out there to welcome the First Fleet, and how appropriate that they've done this great deed. They've commemorated Australia's history and heritage, and now their
You know what the
recognition
good
is
thing
there
about Sydney being
for
as
all to
arrogant
see.
as they are is everyone goes there for their beaches, which leaves like our nicest beaches completely empty. You can have all the tourists. And just take, the ones that we'd like, the nice beaches.
We can eat our chips covered in sand.
Yeah.
Ooh, good fight.
Tell you what though, Shannon posture off with his poop.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Yeah. Really nice. Enjoyed that. Rory did too.
Nice. I think I'm gonna have to get these fish and chips again soon. It's Australia Day, should do it today.
Look, this scene will be seen right
Yeah.
round the world,
So,
and what a
although
proud
Australia
moment it is
being
for Australia,
multicultural
and
means you can
particularly
have anything.
the men, the crew, the passengers on
Oh,
board
just
that
shouting
fleet.
you out for the
Jonathan,
sauce recipe.
how do you feel now? Come on.
Incredibly humbled. It's an honour and a privilege to be an Australian. I'm just so grateful to my fellow Australians. I want to say thank you, Australia. Thank you, Australia, for putting the First Fleet on. Thank you to the people of Australia for making it possible. Thanks for coming out here and meeting us. What a day for Australia. What a uniting
What a day for Australia.
Everybody must be proud to be an Australian. We set out to reenact the voyage of the First Fleet, but we seem to have made history ourselves. We're being greeted like
We
conquering
did some
heroes.
boats, and
that's a very
we
humbling
made us
experience.
heroes.
Somebody drowned!
I think it shows maybe we
For
passed
no
the test. It's
reason!
certainly drawn attention to the incredible
Drawn
achievement of
attention.
the First Fleet 200 years ago. And
Yeah,
I
they
think
did a
we
good
probably
thing.
put on a history lesson to everybody
Oh, yeah.
in Australia and even around
History
the world.
lesson.
I
We
think
all
it's
came here on
I think it's
boats.
probably Australia's biggest day.
Did your heart stop as we came through the heads and you saw it all in front of you?
Yes,
I
I
could
forgot
not
my medicine.
conceive. I would never have been outrageous enough to dream up a welcome like this. This is unbelievable. Have you ever seen anything
I'm
like
currently
this?
taking Viagra
Never
for
in
my
my
son,
entire
but
life have I
it
seen
doesn't
something
cure
like
it,
this.
but it keeps the sheets
What
off
could you
my
compare
legs
this
while
to?
I
Olympic
sleep.
Games, the opening of the Opera
Look.
House. There's just nothing. This is Australia's finest hour, and yet we, the people, put the fleet on. If nothing else, this shows that the people of Australia love their heritage, respect it, and want to honour it. If Governor Phillip could see us now, he would weep. He put so much, as did all the First Fleeters, into sailing in here 200 years ago. They put so much into building this country. Now they would weep. They would be deeply honoured.
Do you feel like weeping yourself? I mean, do you feel that?
Of course, of course. I'm numb. I'm numb. I don't deserve this, but it's such a reward to the hundreds of people that
Can we
sail
get-
these ships
can we get
around
back
the
to
world.
just
They come
words
across
with
the
music,
Atlantic Ocean,
please?
the Indian Ocean. Lost Henrik Milson on the way. But what a
Henrik
guy.
Milson.
This is like a dream.
Henrik
I mean,
Nielsen.
it really is. There would be 5,000 boats around us. God's turned on the sunshine. God protected us the whole way across.
Thanks, God.
The
Oh,
oceans
God,
let
was
us
it?
through.
Yeah,
We
thanks,
were
God.
blessed. He must have wanted it to happen.
Only one person
And
died.
I just think it's just the most
Whoa.
wonderful blessing to be an
Was that
Australian.
the guy we
with
lost
Australia
along the
today.
way?
If this
He
doesn't
said
make
that.
us proud and united as
Oh,
a people,
Mm-hmm.
then nothing will. I think it's a great
I
start
can't
to
spell
our
it.
birthday party.
Henrik
I've got a really deep love
Nielsen,
for
maybe?
my country
Nielsen?
and my history. I have a passion for what has made Australia the country it is today, and I want everyone to share that. And if we can share that, we can go on into the future and make a new beginning as a united nation. And look at it, we're all united here today. This is the start of our 3rd century of European settlement. Let's go into the future as the great nation we really are.
But from all of us at Channel 7, Jonathan, thank you for your time. Thank you for everything.
Well, thanks Channel 7 and thanks Australia.
Thank you, Morris, and thank you, Jonathan, and congratulations from everybody right across Australia, because you're the fellow that really thought of it and somehow managed to force it right the way through. And here we are, this incredible occasion here this morning, and I think no matter where you may be, whether you are in Sydney or in Perth or in Adelaide, Darwin or Brisbane, whether you're in a small little tiny outback town somewhere in Australia, surely it must be a moment to be proud of. It's great to be Australian.
Look at that Australian flag at the masthead. It's so appropriate that we pan on that shot on the ship there. And I must say to Jonathan that he inspired the design of certain flags for the fleet, including the heritage flag, and how accurately it sums up what Jonathan's been doing and what he's achieved. The Queen Anne flag of 1788, the national flag today, combined together. 200 years of great Australian history.
And there we see clearly the Bounty with those topsails like that, slowly moving in still into the harbour. We saw there the foreshores of Manly in the corner there.
Manly, incidentally, was one of the first places within Sydney Cove to be given the name, and it came from the very manly Aborigines there. They came down and waded into the water to the boats and met Governor Phillip and showed a very manly attitude, and that's where it gets its name.
Thank you, Brian.
Jesus
Eye of the Wind
Christ.
we see on our screen right now. Something about her. She's
Fuck is a
privately
manly
owned.
attitude?
In the past 11 years, apparently, she has notched up
attitude that is
250,000
not
sea miles, and she's
teaching.
carried 5,000 voyages around the world. Her film appearances include Blue Lagoon, Taipan and Savage Island, so she is indeed a film star. Although she has only actually sailed from
Lagoon, that was
Fremantle
the,
on this
movie
particular
with the
occasion, she's a pretty fast ship
young
due to her very large sail area
being
and a
naked.
well-designed hull.
No
And
idea.
over that 250,000 sea miles that she has travelled, she's been around the world twice. She's a beautiful-looking ship.
Have you ever seen so many beautiful sailing ships in such a small space?
I guess not.
Look at the Bounty going past there. It really is quite an emotional moment for all Australians to see something like this right here in Sydney Harbour. The contrast between the new and the old. A luxury cruiser and an ancient-looking sailing ship.
Well, we keep on thinking that we can't produce more superlative pictures of what is going on down there on Sydney Harbour, but every time we seem to come back to this wide shot from the helicopter, it gets better and
Yeah,
better, and the ships are becoming
like
closer
being
and
masculine
closer.
and aggressive
All the more
and-
reason for us to be thankful there's only a very slight wind at the moment. What a superb shot there of the Bounty being escorted in very slowly down into Sydney Harbour.
You know how you normally look at boat moorings all around the harbour and you see dozens of boats that seem to sit there all year long and no one ever uses them? I can guarantee you today there will not be a boat on a mooring in Sydney. They're all out here. We estimate several thousand boats on Sydney Harbour. Now what we have at the moment is the Bounty boys. They've sailed all the way from Sydney to London, and now they're back in Sydney again. You boys must be overwhelmed that you've rejoined Sydney here today.
Oh yeah, it's a great day. Excellent feeling. 33,000 miles.
In fact, you have a little war dance you'd like to do for us.
Yeah, right. Ready?
Yeah, righto.
We're the Bounty Boys.
That's what one year at sea does too, obviously, Roger.
It's awful. It's awful. Make it stop. really just gonna be like shots of boats now with them being like, we're in the harbour.
First mate Heinrich Nielsen from the Anna Christina fell overboard while trying to adjust his sail. He's a footnote. Doesn't even
Now look
have
at them up the mast there. What a vantage point that is.
Well, I
Sitting
didn't
on
know
one
where
of
you
the
were reading
yard
from.
arms. A perfect view on a perfect day.
It's just the Wikipedia
And
about this.
what a fantastic welcome it is.
Well, I'm not quite sure
They
that
don't
I'd like
even
to be
care.
doing
He
that,
did.
but I admire those
Yeah,
young
he-
ladies for
he-
being able
like
to
out
do
of
it.
this
And as
whole
you say, what
article,
an
it's
incredible
just that
shot. Look at
one
the fire
sentence,
float out
and
there
the rest
too.
of
Well, perhaps if you and I had been at sea
That
since
reminds me
May
of one
last year,
documentary I
we
watched
might have
where
had
a guy
the
was
practice
taking
and be able to do it.
like a big walk through Africa. And at one point, one of them just suddenly got
Soren
sick and
Larsen,
died.
and of course at
And
this
they're
point
like-
of time we're
The thing is,
awaiting
that is
the
the
arrival
spelling that I
of
had in my search when I
royalty, and
typed
of
in
course
like
that would be an ultimate
1988
salute to the fleet.
boat
The fact
accident.
that
No one
we do
cares.
have them
No one
here
cares.
to welcome the fleet, and of course everyone else in Sydney is out on the
Turn
harbour
me off.
welcoming the fleet as well.
Well, there's an incredible shot. It's
Anyway.
the sort of thing that you normally see when there's a forest of masts
I
at
told
anchor,
you,
but
please.
not on
You
this
can have the
occasion.
other
On this
orange.
occasion, they are out in the middle of the harbour, awaiting the arrival of this first fleet as it moves truly majestically down the harbour. In a few moments' time, look at the shot of the crowds of people.
It's got caffeine.
Look
in it.
like
Don't
currants on a cake.
Well, is it ill anyway?
It's got things on it.
That's-
And it's
Doesn't make it
In a
delicious.
few moments' time, the
That doesn't make it
Prince and
delicious
Princess
either. I
will
bet it
be
just,
arriving
even if
at
it
the
is
Man of War
sugar-free, I
steps.
bet it tastes like fucking sugar.
yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got vitamins in it. And it's a caffeine.
It is a perfect reception for both the royal party and the ships.
Ah, because we're watching
The
boats.
sun glistening off the water and everything going like clockwork.
Well, there we see
That's the
the
one
shot
guy who died.
of the forecourt at
Rip Henrik.
the Opera House. The crowds waiting, the special guests waiting for this historic moment. And I'm sure all eyes are focused right now on that
Somebody
launch,
tell
which
the
is
Queen that
getting very
Heinrich
close to Man of War steps. What an incredible
people
view
there.
of all the people
yeah.
waiting
Jesus.
on this
That's
foreshore
all people. They all
for
came
this
out to
great
see the
occasion.
boats. I like how the first half an hour was a legit little
Guard of
movie,
Honour.
and now it's just got real boring.
Now it's just garbage.
Waiting,
Waiting.
Like, they didn't care about the
Heritage
other
Guard.
thing either, but this works.
also
Like,
waiting.
so much work.
Waiting.
Looking really spick and span too.
So yeah, there's a videotape of this, but it's on ABC with different commentators and stuff.
Well, amongst other things, by being here, we can't get sunburnt, that's for sure. And the beautiful hat that Princess Diana was wearing will ensure that she won't
Hey,
get
it's
sunburnt.
Princess
either. She looks
Di!
magnificent.
Well, she has the most magnificent peaches and cream complexion that you've ever seen, and we can now
What
see
the hell
dress
does that
in
mean?
fact is a
Peaches and
dress
cream complexion. Does that
trimmed
mean she's
superbly
watching?
in white, with the white trim on her matching hat, and we've decided to call that green
talking about-
bicentennial green. It's almost got a blue tinge to it,
Is that something
but
that
it's
people do a
green,
lot?
and she's trimmed her
Talk about what
entire
people
outfit
Yes.
in white.
And
Hey, look,
here
it's
we
Bob
see
Hope.
right now
He's wearing a
the first
lovely
of the
grey suit.
aircraft arriving. The
Didn't
first of the
have a beard in his
aircraft
hand,
I know.
for the fly past.
What's happened to this channel?
Disgrace.
I needed Louise. Now stand there.
By the time it gets to my birthday, I'll probably have a drink again.
It's not that it's fun.
Happy birthday for Monday.
Yeah.
Doing anything?
I was thinking about going to the bar.
Yeah, I'm going to Valhalla with you.
But I'm not drinking that. As soon as you
You're-
said
you're
you're
probably
not.
quitting? Okay.
Oh, I haven't had a drink since last Thursday. The day after we drank last, I drank a lot of that. I haven't seen
The 1 week mark for me.
No, wait, that's a complete lie. Alex came over on Saturday. So I haven't had drinks since the week. It's been 2 days, okay? That's 3 days. Been 3 days. Counting down the minutes. It's been this many minutes.
Unnatural fucking sucks.
And
No matter how patriotic you are, you can't listen to that song and be like, that is a good song. couldn't teach the second verse to enough people because it's such a terrible song. One singing.
Even the person who's singing it doesn't know it.
It's
She's
not-
just
yep.
doing opera voice.
Terrible song. And people get so upset when they're like, we've got to change the identity we have as a country. We've got to change the anthem and the flag. And like, no, Johnny! It's like, hey, our flag is fucking lame. It still has the Union Jack in it, which is the fucking stupidest shit ever. Get rid of that garbage. And then we've got this song, if you want to call it that. Oh. If you ever wanted a reason to like change Australia Day to a different date and stuff, just start again.
Yeah,
Just start again. Really, what they should do with Australia Day is just make it like the last Friday of January.
Yeah?
That way it's a public holiday on a Friday. Everyone loves a public holiday on a Friday. And it never falls on a Saturday or a Sunday. Everybody's happy.
But what is the thing where if we just had 13 months, then like every single time we had a holiday would always be on the same day period?
Something like that. I just, yeah. I don't really care about that kind of thing anyway. I think it's more that, it will hurt nobody to change all this stuff.
I remember we were lobbying to have the Australia celebration instead and not celebrate the first Good
The
Friday.
magnificent voice of leading soprano Joan Carlin, together with the Sydney
All we
Symphony
need to do
Orchestra,
is we need to find the
Second
day that
Military
Captain
District
Cook got
Band,
eaten by cannibals
with
and
Advanced
that is
Australia
today.
Fair.
There remains one vital factor in the
was a
answer to
football
the
eating
question,
his.
who is
You know how you know
an
that politics has
Australian?
changed?
And that factor
Because he got elected
is
even though he sounds like a
a
poor
commitment to Australia
Whereas now if you sound like
and
like
to
him,
its
you would
future.
not get elected because people
It
are
is
like,
that common
"Oh, stop
commitment
talking."
which binds the Australian born of the 7th or 8th generation and all those of their fellow Australians born in any of the 130 countries from which our people are drawn. In Australia, there
Those who were
is
born here before
no
they weren't
hierarchy
Australians.
of descent.
No.
There must be no privilege of
Real
origin.
Australian.
The commitment is all. The commitment to Australia is the one thing needful to be a true Australian. And today,
Yeah, you
my
say that,
fellow
but I'm afraid I'm
Australians,
going to get beaten up on the train
at
home.
this historic place and at this
We're going to
historic
start getting
hour,
rowdy.
let us all
When they get
renew
rowdy,
that
they're like beating
commitment.
up people that don't look the
Our
same as them.
commitment to Australia and to Australia's cause,
I love the whole
cause
fuck off we're full
of
thing,
freedom,
as if like
fairness,
we're not underpopulated.
justice,
We're a big
and
country.
peace.
We need people to drive our trucks.
Please don't. You know.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales.
Oh, this fucking.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I are delighted to be able to return to Australia at this very special time to celebrate with you your nation's bicentennial.
Yay.
It is a historic and splendid occasion for all of us.
We're being so
Not only
patriotic
here in
watching this.
Australia,
Even if
all
we're
over the
complaining
world,
about it the whole time.
and
we're
not
still,
least
like,
in the United
watching
Kingdom.
I'm so glad that we're like I
The
live
modern
here.
nation
I
of
do love this
Australia
country. I just
began here
hate certain aspects
200
of it.
years ago today.
It's just reality of
They were harsh
We
beginnings,
perpetuate really toxic
and
shit.
the people who were sent here against their
we just
will
accept like
had little
some really
cause to
garbage things
rejoice.
as just everyday life.
And all that was just
The thing
yesterday.
I hate most is the oldies
As
just you
history
don't know what
goes,
it's like.
200 years.
Like as soon as you
is
start
barely a
questioning
heartbeat.
the things that are wrong, they're like,
Yet look
yeah,
around
but you didn't
and
you didn't
see
do
what
the
has happened
things
in
with the
that
hardships.
A whole new free people. The people of a whole new free country, Australia. If it takes regular visitors from an old country to help you decide whether you should be celebrating or not, my wife and I will be glad to be of assistance.
Bullshit.
That's not coming back here.
It's just like, I fucking hate
There
my
is
life
no
right now.
point now in trying
Makes my
to
life
gloss over the circumstances
unlivable.
in which the country of which you are rightly proud began.
Oh.
Indeed, to face those facts is a
someone's
necessary part
playing
of realizing just how proud you should be. For the sad truth is that in those early days,
nothing of value
the
is
colony,
lost.
nobody was free. The
Not the
men
royal family,
who
dude.
guarded the convicts were in prison along with them.
They're just pompous assholes.
They were all a long way
Get
from
paid to do
home,
nothing.
and they all, no doubt, thought that Australia was the worst place in the world. But the best
Probably
part
both.
about the story is that they made their prison into a new home, where freedom became not just the dream of those in shackles,
Yeah, wave the
but
flag.
a
Woo.
reality
Oh, not yet.
for everyone. It didn't happen by
That flag down.
accident. It took the
Lower.
intelligence
Yeah, we can't
and
even see it
courage
on the shot.
of brave men and women. Even within the astonishingly brief span which covers the whole history of modern Australia, the process of making liberty an institution took time. For the original people of this land, it must all have seemed very different. And if they should say that their predicament was not yet ended, it would be hard to know how to answer, beyond suggesting that a country free enough to examine its
Not
own
even the Australian
conscience
flag. Go away.
is a land worth living in, a nation to be envied. Anyway, most people who live here now seem to think Australia is the best place in the world, and the rest of the world finds it difficult to argue.
What he basically said is, to all the indigenous people, if you don't think your struggles are over,
As
maybe
it
look at how
happened
free you
so
are.
long ago,
Because we're
many of
free
you may
here.
not
It's a free
realize
country.
that part of my own education took place here in Australia. Quite frankly, it was by far the best part, and something which I shall always cherish. It gave me an insight into the character of this country and the individuals who have shaped it by the force of their personalities
Is that
and by
Colonel
their
just falling
infectious good
asleep
humor.
there?
Looks like it.
While I was here, I had the pommy bits bashed
Oh no,
off me,
he's alive. He's alive.
like chips off an old block, and the results are only too obvious. I keep coming back for more, and it is always a special pleasure. But my wife and I are particularly glad to be here this year, on this great day, to help you, as if the Aussies needed help in anything, to celebrate your good fortune, and to wish you well for a future
Oh, this
that holds
Aussies. He
out
must
such
be one
great
of
promise.
And in just a moment, we're going to be crossing over to the forecourt of the
Andrew
Opera House
is
with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, which, together with the 2nd Military District Band, accompanied by the Philharmonic Choir, are presenting a medley of national and patriotic songs. And as we listen, let's just look at some of the magnificent sights on this harbour today.
Not arrested for trafficking.
But he wasn't there though. He was at a Pizza Hut in Woking.
Fuck off.
He's ordering pizza. He remembers because he doesn't go to Pizza Hut in Woking very often.
Doesn't matter whether he was there or not. If he has
also
something to
he
do
was
with
in the war, which means he doesn't sweat anymore. He hasn't been able to sweat.
Build a fucking giant wall around the palace. Just a giant fucking wall. And just let them do what they want. You know, let them just go nuts, just drop food in there every day for them.
I was gonna say his grandpa is driver's license. I think he just
One of them died, yeah.
Husband. Means husband.
That means she's not going to be far behind. Or she
No,
will
no.
forever.
She will live forever. Well, so.
totally gonna be people.
I'll be walking in, serving papers to the police.
Can you imagine though being the guy who has to do the autopsy? Like,
I mean, take your mobile phone in, take pictures of the titties.
I'm just like, if I fuck this up.
I want the video link. That's what I want. Just like Elvis. All those video channels. How amazing. There are boats. Brilliant.
When was the last time we saw a boat on this tape? Like, I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, because Charlie was talking for a while.
We had to listen to some old dude forever.
They didn't get rid of the background noise.
No, they sure didn't.
You hear people talking about the classical.
Looks like chaos to me.
Yeah, how many acids did the cabin?
Lots.
Ships went down.
Dozens. Thousands of ships in such a small area? Yeah, dozens.
So these subtitles, are they singling out particular boats and the names of?
I actually have no idea.
This boat is called
The Giant, the Hulk, Godzilla.
Oh, I got COVID.
Yay! That means I probably have it too now.
I probably got it.
You've been to Valhalla and stuff.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
People are already dead.
If they die with COVID, then they'll probably go to Valhalla still with it. Fight through it.
Yeah. And that's the one that lost the person. The dead one. That's the ship with the dead person. No mention of it though. Guys, somebody died.
That was probably a long time ago by this point though, right? Because they were near Brazil or something at that point.
Yeah, probably took them a few months to sail over. I think they started their journey in 87.
They would have, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Considering Australia Day is like today.
January the today.
January the today is. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Why am I playing Danny boy?
Lots of Irish here, I guess.
I did quite like
Hey, this guy! He made it all the way!
All the way!
All the
that
way!
Other guy fell off the ship. He made it all the way.
This guy's just like, what a loser! The guy's like, help me, help me! He's like, haha, you suck! Just like going past him like, what a noob!
Whack him with the oar a couple of times. No! Back! Down!
My boat! I'm doing this alone, motherfucker!
I laugh if that guy was like doing a political statement. With people coming in.
You know, this would be the perfect kind of event for the boat people to
just show up.
Just show up. Hey! Hooray!
Hey, Australia! We love living here. We have lived here the whole time. 2 200 years!
Which is the best.
Oh no.
The Americans are here.
Chickens in choppers.
Everybody flee.
As we continue to hear the Sydney Symphony Orchestra and the 2nd Military District Band with a medley of national and patriotic songs, here comes the official flypast. Somewhere of approximately 147 aircraft from the Navy, the Army and the Air Force. In the lead we have the Navy with
Perfect use of
Squirrel
our
helicopters, Sea King helicopters,
We have such a
Wessex
massive
helicopters
military
and
budget.
two
We
Bell
need to do
206
something.
helicopters. And they look indeed magnificent as they head towards the official fly-past
Like how
position
they
over
kind
the
of
opera
float in
house.
the air the same way that bricks do.
Keeping a beautiful formation as well there. Glistening there on the screens, the sun coming through, the blades spinning around. Excellent.
Nice observation.
The blades are spinning around.
There was a sudden movement of the camera. Meantime, back with
Let's
the
not go to that
aircraft,
camera.
or the helicopters. The order of flight is the naval helicopters first of all, followed by the helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft of the Army. I think at the present time, if you can tell me, correct me, John, I think it appears to be the naval contingent at the moment.
It certainly does. And they're keeping that tight formation once again. They just went over the Bounty a minute ago, making a spectacular contrast. There we are going over parts of Garden Island, or Garden Island in backdrop, Woolloomooloo, and Royal Botanic Gardens.
Magnificent shots there of them.
Yeah,
over the canopy at the Opera House.
Clearly the sounds of the orchestra are now being drowned out by the first of this contingent of 147 aircraft. This official flight past to honor the presence.
Can't hear you. The sounds of everything are being drowned out.
There's too much going on.
Yes, there at the Opera House forecourt today.
Sensory
Heading now
overload.
across the Sydney Harbour Bridge towards the northern suburbs. And if you're at home, well, maybe if you live on the north side of Sydney now, could just be the moment to pop outside and look up, because I'm sure that you will see them. And if you don't see them, you'll certainly hear them.
I think you've got to block your ears as they go over. It must be quite a noise going straight over your heads.
Well, there goes the Navy.
In terms of seeing aircraft.
And to the singing of Rule Britannia in just a moment, we should see
In
the
Australia in general, or are you talking about the fact that you live near the airport?
Right in the airport, the air show happens.
I hate the air show.
It brings out, like, it's the one time this town becomes just fucking way overcrowded and disgusting.
I hate the fact that it makes it okay for aircraft to do things that make, even where I'm living, 10 minutes down the road or whatever, 15 minutes down the road, even where I'm living, it makes the windows shake.
It's becoming extremely
That's
difficult
not
unless you are an
okay.
expert to pick exactly who is what at the moment. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Are you doing any better, John?
No, I'm not really. They look like a lot of little buzzing bees up there. At the distance, it's very hard to tell which is which. But certainly the effect is spectacular.
And they're not wishing to downgrade any of the aircraft that we're seeing, but at the very end of the flight past, we should see the F-111 strike aircraft, the Mirage fighters, and then I guess our hope for the future, 20 FA-18 Hornets, which of course are our newest.
Hold on. What are those bombers?
Yes,
We didn't order those.
Now coming through, once again keeping a beautiful formation and making really quite a sight.
I wonder whether I could venture a guess and say I think they were caribous.
Yes, they were.
Were they not?
They were caribou.
What do you mean, Australia Day?
Super late. Oh no! What up, Circus?
Okay, we can rewind and start from the start again.
We've got like half hour left or so, I think,
Yes,
right?
and look at those headlands there.
Airplanes and
Sydney
boats.
Harbour.
You missed a guy who died, though.
Yeah, a guy died.
A guy died.
They just kind of swept it under the rug.
Well, they
under
showed,
the ocean.
they showed
Shots
clips of
there
him.
taken
Right.
from the airships.
Like a minute, maybe.
It wasn't even.
The
It's like,
aircraft
maybe
which
it
are
was a
flying
minute.
somewhere between
And then
700 and 1500
they
feet.
mentioned him once in an
Their
interview
actual
later on.
paths. Point Piper, Garden Island,
Yeah,
the
while he
Opera
was saying
House,
how great it
Miller's
was.
Point, and Ballarat
Everything
Point.
is so great. And
He died. It was so good.
There was a guy who got lost in the sea and everything. It's just so patriotic.
I love this country. Someone died. This country is so good. Man, that guy was an awesome. I really did not enjoy that.
Everything happening here on Sydney
I haven't
Harbour.
enjoyed anything. I'm glad you're being quite vocal, but at the same
It just
time,
reminds me of-
without the beers, you're just kind of angry at everything.
I'm just angry at Australia Day. I'm definitely on the change the date team.
Hell yeah.
Now we see indeed the jet aircraft
May would
coming
be cool,
towards us.
but if people wanted summer, as I said,
Should consist of
pick a
15
Friday in
F-111
January
strike
or February.
aircraft.
And make it that Friday every year. And stop with the fucking wake festival.
Where they are right now, the
Aussie shit.
F-111s
Like the Bogan stuff.
streaking across the sky.
And the Royal Family.
They've come in from Dover Heights.
That's a very effective
It's
pattern,
it is just a
with
big
the
wake
wingspan, the shape that it is.
Yeah, every country's got it.
Beautiful
A little
flying.
bit.
The Governor of New South Wales must be particularly proud with his Air Force background.
Ladies and gentlemen, Waltzing Matilda.
No.
Appropriate piece of music indeed.
Is it?
Why are they making it sound like a happy song? I know it's not, right?
It's a ghost.
A ghost story.
It's a murder story and a ghost.
It's not. No, it's a suicide story. Because old people dancing is amazing. We get Princess Diana here, so.
He's like, what is this stuff? She's reading the lyrics. She's like, hold on.
It's like, is this appropriate?
He didn't introduce any of the other songs. Why are you introducing this one?
Hey, Matilda 3.
Yeah.
The first two. Couldn't take him. Yeah, not taking him dead or alive out there. The bottom of the ocean somewhere.
Why is that boat watering the ocean?
I know, right? They're trying to grow seaweed. Yeah, this really hasn't been very good, this take.
I didn't expect it to be
It's
good
such-
at all.
Yeah, I think at the same time though, I feel like if we had the same thing for America, we'd watch it and just enjoy it and laugh. If we're the same thing for like the Brits do it, we'd be like, oh yeah, British people celebrating. This is hilarious. That's who they are.
But we have to live with
because this is what we actually deal with. It's like, oh, it's such garbage.
Those eyes, she's like, want to go to the public toilets? Get in a quick one. If you don't, I'll get my driver to. Where's that bloody jump fuck you got in your packer bag?
Motherfucker. Cunt, brother.
Let me get this straight. Some guy stole a sheep, ran off, and then the coppers came and killed him.
No, the coppers came and he jumped into the river.
And that's what you're all gonna sing now while we all celebrate.
You know, it had a chance to be the national anthem.
We're all a bunch of looters and pillagers here.
Exactly, a song about a criminal killing himself.
Perfect.
It's also just not a bad song.
Yeah. Alright.
I can lower the video more.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's airplanes. Yay!
Anti-aircraft.
Blow some stuff up. Yeah, people never knew what was going on.
The indigenous army taking it back. Australia's Pearl Harbor. This would be the perfect time to do it because there's apparently thousands of ships there.
Yeah, and did you see the crowds as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Just cull the population a bit. Then it'll be a real strict day.
Yeah, all the people on the boats get off and start killing the people on the land. Taking their homes and stuff.
Hiya!
Kidnapping their children.
Yeah. How's
Can't
that
believe
for a
Bergen's
stolen
proud of that.
generation?
They're
And
so
clearly
proud
now,
of it
there
for
we
some
have
reason.
the
It's ridiculous.
11 ships of this first reenactment fleet moving into position
Whole bunch
in
of others.
Farm Cove at the end of their historic voyage, their 248-day voyage from England. They left Portsmouth on the 13th of May, 1987.
died.
They went from there to Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and then to Rio de Janeiro, from there to Cape Town, and from there to Mauritius,
Didn't mention
Mauritius to Fremantle,
'cause he died on the
from
way to
Fremantle to Botany Bay, and of course
Yeah.
today from Botany Bay right here to Sydney Harbour, to the centre of it all. And this is indeed their moment of glory, and they are certainly entitled to it.
glorious.
And our congratulations to each and every one of them who have been involved in this historic voyage of 8 months
Especially
and
the guy
1
who
week
died.
from England to Australia,
We
a
don't talk about
reenactment of
that.
exactly what Captain Arthur Phillip did 200 years ago for his arrival here.
We don't talk about it.
Oh. Does it still sound for you?
No. Might want to check settings.
There's something going
Something
bad.
might have turned off. Put them in. We've got some censorship going. Rocking.
Yeah, what? I'll boost it up. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know.
Can I hear anything?
Just rewind back to when we know we had audio. My capture card is crapped out in the middle of the fucking tape.
To Australia, a
No, it's the
reenactment of
tape.
exactly
It's the
what
tape.
Captain Arthur Phillip did 200 years ago.
It's just the
his
tape.
arrival here.
The tape's lost audio. Nice.
Or maybe there just is none. Maybe they just forgot to put things over the top. Like, the orchestra stopped playing and now I just forgot. The editor just wasn't thinking.
I'll have to check on the backup whether it does the same thing on the backup.
We take this opportunity to go pee then. Well, there's no sound.
That means you don't see and you don't hear though.
I get to see.
Oh boy. Boots. Add your own sound stock footage adventure. I'm pretty sure we've seen this footage before as well. Like this exact footage was played at the start.
And there we see the blimps. The traditional Aussie blimps. And there are the glory
Did they say
hunters.
Winfield on the side?
Probably before it was illegal to do that, so yeah.
There we go.
Hey!
Sound is back.
A general view from underneath Sydney Harbour. And
Maybe
here
that's
we
what
see the
happened
leader
live
of the
on
tall ships parade. the
Maybe.
young
That would be really funny.
Looking resplendent there
They're
with the
like
white
the
ensign, the Royal
What if
Australian
the
Navy
ABC
white
is
ensign
starting?
flying. She has the Union Jack at the masthead as well.
Now we see the
Boom,
official
Jack,
party
boom.
on board
We need
HMAS
to get
Cook.
rid of that.
Prince and Princess of Wales, we can clearly see there at the moment. There once again another shot of HMAS Cook as she moves steadily up harbour.
Yes, and in fact this scene is just packed with vessels, one passing the other. It's amazing there's any space at all to, well, you can
Look,
probably
there's a
walk
little
across the harbour.
Aboriginal
I mean,
flag.
it looks like it.
There
That's
again,
all
we're
the
looking at the
representation
young
you see.
Endeavour. And there is the general
This
shot,
whole
which
tape.
we've become almost accustomed to this afternoon. For the first time in our history, surely, we have never ever seen as many ships as we saw out there today. And now there is the Guias, the beautiful ship moving down there, a dressing ship as she moves slowly and majestically down the harbour.
She's 78 metres long and a mast height of 37
Oh
metres.
no, it's balloon day all over
And a
again.
massive number of balloons being
All those
released.
balloons are going to end up
This
in the
great
ocean.
occasion.
Then we're going
Yeah, I
to
was gonna
try
say,
and...
how many dolphins are gonna die?
Dolphins are going to die. If anyone goes overboard and they have to search for them, they're not going to be able to see them
What a
because there's
sight.
just balloons everywhere.
Fort Denison, of course, was originally known as Pinchgut. They used to keep some of the
Hope
prisoners
they
there
don't get
and
in the
they used to
way
get
of the
rather hungry.
seaplanes and stuff. Oh, I
There's the
can't see his
Esperance,
balloons everywhere.
who I'm told has a lady skipper.
And
Why
she's-
shouldn't
What?
she?
Oh,
She's
what?
doing a great
Oh,
job
what?
too. Look at that.
That's
sail.
a bloody outrage, that
Brilliant
is!
Can't have
sight
ladies
there.
on
Sail
boats, it's
set,
bad
flags
luck.
flying.
There we see the
A
Eagle,
lady.
the
No
United
wonder
States
someone
Eagle,
drowned on the venture.
preparing to
Oh.
move out from the Parramatta
That's-
River
there's
because
your
she was
problem.
well back in the parade of tall ships.
Very large stars and stripes flying proudly.
Why?
In fact, the Americans are putting in a considerable amount to the National Maritime Museum.
Oh, okay, in that
Our
case,
next
that's
ship
fine.
is the Asgard 2. Asgard 2 was apparently, because of her limited amount of time, brought to Australia on a container ship. That incredible flag she's flying there, John.
That's the Irish
brought
tricolour,
the ship over on
green,
the ship.
white and orange.
Ooh.
And then at the top we see a shamrock flying on the foremast. Emerald green, of course, the hull for Ireland.
Of course. And there
Oh,
we see
Fox.
Prince Charles
Go on, Matt.
in the middle of
You're-
our screen briefly with a digger's hat on. We'll see him again a bit later, I think. Because here we see the
I hope
Nippon
not.
Maru. Masts 50 metres high. It must have been a pretty close call going through underneath that bridge, I would think, John.
Well, the rumour has it she should go under at low tide.
Ha ha ha.
Is that a joke?
It's certainly a pretty picture. Such a massive ship. And with the beautiful bridge in the backdrop.
There's HMAS Cook once again from the air in her official position for the review of the tall ships. There's a much better shot of Prince Charles with his hat on. I'm wondering if the sun was possibly
With his
getting to him after all the amount that he's had to absorb today.
I note he's wearing the Royal Australian Navy badge on that hat.
You serve in our Navy.
Must have.
Why? I wouldn't have
That, I
accepted.
think, is the Gorsh Fock.
Maybe it was
Yes,
just
it is. That
part
beautiful
of his
figurehead
curriculum.
Man in hat,
What
fascinating.
a fabulous
Exactly,
visual
that's exactly how I
series.
feel
How
anytime
I'd
I
love
see
to
the
sail
royal
on a ship
family. It's
like
like, oh
that.
look,
I
first.
think that's Mrs. Hawke down there we can see on the left part of the bridge there with the
Oh, there we
hat.
go.
What do you think about that, John?
Well, I tell you what, they're adventurers, aren't they? With a figurehead and all there, that dog.
And there's Sovereign. Took line honours and also handicap honours in the latest Sydney Hobart race, and also line honours in the tall ships race. What a magnificent ship she is, Sovereign.
And a distinctive colour at that bright red. Look at the crowd behind the
He's
Sovereign.
patriotic yet?
That
Not
is
for us.
incredible, that crowd. I mean, we've seen that gathering all
Oh,
day,
nice.
and I'm sure many of them are still there
They
waiting
forgot how to
now
spell
for
beer.
the climax of this great Australian historical
Maybe it's for the
day,
best.
namely the fireworks display coming up very soon.
It was such a friendly crowd too, very patriotic feeling.
The magnificent and the enormous Nippon Maru we see there.
Nippon
Small
Maru.
size of that ferry seems to be dwarfed by the size of those enormous masts.
And the contrast there between the modern ferry and then the backdrop of the buildings.
Passing very close there.
I
to
can't
Fort
tell
Denison.
anything
You
apart
see
from anything
the
else.
Japanese flag flying off the gaff.
It's all
That's
just
the red
stuff
sun
on
on
the
a white
screen.
field.
What a sight. In comparison to the tall buildings behind her, because of our perspective,
Don't
she
get in
almost
the way.
seems to dwarf them.
Oh no! Oh no!
And once again Fort Denison there and rather excited Prime Minister.
Yes, with Prince Charles and also Mr. Unsworth.
Look, a ship.
Prime Minister's
There's
having
a
a very
boat.
close look there.
They've got the beers! They're bringing them to land!
He wants the boat with the 4X flags to come in.
It's like it's them! They're finally here!
Background there, one of the first
That is
fleeters, the
a titty.
largest of the first fleeters.
She's known as the luxury vessel of the First Fleet.
Bloody
of course.
beautiful.
There's a longboat alongside her as well.
And now we see the fire tug, Eva Burrows, in front there, and we see the Nippon Maru behind her. They've been used with great success, the fire tugs, to ensure that they can clear a passage for these tall ships as they endeavoured to clear out to sea. And there's the crew of Lewin doing the can-can.
Well, what balance, to say the least. Wouldn't get me up there in a pink fit.
You know what?
Big fit?
In a big fit.
The Nippon Maru.
Notice how they stand on those foot rapes or stirrups under the yardarm.
And there's the unfortunate ship Abel Tasman, which of course was damaged in the collision with Gias in Hobart Harbour, which unfortunately meant she was unable to take place in the tall ship's race, and she has to go all the way back to Holland, I believe. We wish her luck. Now on our screen we have the Spirit of
nobody
New
dies
Zealand.
on the way.
Isn't she a magnificent vessel? That wonderful clipper bow, the long lines, the sweep, and the sails up.
Now we see the Shabab of Oman, which was originally christened Captain Scott.
Yes, she was built in 1971, 54 metres long, and of course the Scottish sail training had it, but unfortunately they had some financial problems.
A parade.
And how's that for a shot of just sails?
He's like, with a parade, at least it's like every now and then something comes by and you're
Once
like,
again, we
oh,
see
cool,
Prince
look at that
Charles
shit,
with
that's
his hat,
ridiculous.
which he seems to have taken to.
This is like, here's a boat.
An indication there of
And
the
here,
one Sebastian
if you
Del
notice,
Cano,
there's another boat.
also
If we
behind her,
remember, we're going to be
Madame
doing this,
Zazi.
doing a parade on Black Box Day.
Notice them standing in those foot ropes. Now at sea, of course, when they've got the sails set, they've actually got to stand on those foot ropes and hang on.
That wouldn't be easy unless you were used to it, I wouldn't think.
Particularly in a rough sea.
You know, I think's funny. This video is like titled, you know, Australia Day in celebration of or whatever, and it's coming out without us on it today.
That, I think,
and
is the West
like
German
our main
vessel
audience
once again.
over on our YouTube channel at the moment are like
Yes,
people
looking
who like
resplendent
watching
there as she
football.
comes.
Footy
They're
bogey.
going to love this. They're going to have this on in the background as they're drinking their beers.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh,
Bridge
bloody
is an
good
ideal
year that.
backdrop
Yeah,
for
this
these,
is because of the bicentenary.
occasions,
Yeah,
isn't
we're making it to a real YouTube channel at the end of this week.
Bloody good year that one.
It's a pity those sails couldn't be set at that time, but unfortunately the wind wasn't blowing from the right direction.
Do it anyway.
Juan Sebastian Del Cano.
Where's your God now? Brought out the sun, fucked up the wind.
Moving into line to pass through the bridge.
She's 113 metres long.
Also, the sun seems to
and
have
carries
gone
a
out.
total crew of 310.
Yeah, there was a nice shot
big
before
ship.
where like the foreground was all
They all
lit
seem
up by the
huge
sun, but the
compared to the-
background was dark, and it was just
the
over the city,
spectator
like all the
craft around them.
skyscrapers. It's like
She's
urban
named
hell.
after the first circumnavigator of the world.
Knocking off time at work.
Here
all
she
the
comes right
cars.
now, the
And this
Juan
is just
Sebastian Del
smog.
Cano.
It's a public holiday, no one's working.
Oh.
Almost looks like two shots there, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
If you
Nowhere
work on
else in the
Australia
world can you
Day,
get a
that's
picture like that.
un-Australian.
All the
Those
shops are
gleaming
open.
white sails and a white hull
Un-Australian.
against the green water.
Unless they're selling beer.
And note the police leading in front there at the bow of the ship.
That's it.
Plenty of spectators up on the bridge too.
And across at Kirribilli as well. In fact, spectators everywhere, on and off the water.
Everywhere.
And I'm sure, as I mentioned earlier, many of them are there, and many young children are waiting up tonight, especially for those fireworks, which is certainly going to be worth waiting for.
Oh.
I'm sure this is
Worth
going to
it
be
when
an
the sun goes down at
inspiration
like
for
10
further
PM,
sail
yeah,
training in
sweet.
Australia. It's a great thing for the youth of Australia.
Well, it
Hey,
should be,
this time of
because
year.
many of these ships are within
hot.
our vicinity,
The sun's
particularly
out
from
forever.
Japan, as an example. The Damod Zezi.
Beautiful Polish
I
ship.
love like middle of winter when it's getting dark at like 5.
And she's relatively new too, and
That's
you can
what
see
she
that
read.
she's in trim condition.
What an incredible
And it was
experience
the,
for the
fireworks
cadets on
gonna be
board some of
something we
these
watch on
ships.
this tape as
The
well.
experience of a lifetime to come to Australia
Oh, it's got,
on this
like, if
momentous
it's an hour and a
occasion
half
on our
long, it's 10
200th
minutes to
birthday.
get.
And I trust that they have enjoyed it, and we wish them good sailing
Didn't
in
we
the
find out
weeks
it's
and the
2.5
months ahead.
The direct
Well, I've heard
video,
no
yeah.
complaints from anyone.
Great.
I'm sure they're thoroughly enjoying themselves.
90 minutes.
90. Yeah, 10 minutes.
Because of the slowness of the
Glad
passage,
that
they seem to
Scott
take
Lambert
forever to
did
move
it.
beneath the bridge
Thanks, Scotty.
and in front of
Yeah,
the
that's the
Opera
Scott
House.
Lambert.
Sails in front of
It was our
sails, you can
second
say
Scott
there.
Lambert tape. want to find some more.
And there are the cadets we've just been talking about, the Darmodzezi.
Ah, they're definitely enjoying themselves. They're all waving at us.
They probably feel a
Oh,
bit
yeah, that
sad
means
because
they're
they're
having
also
fun.
leaving.
Not- Get us out of here!
Ow.
Sebastian Elcano under the bridge.
Been on this ship for years.
There's the Polish flag.
They
flying
won't
there,
let
the
us
red and white
leave.
flag.
Back on the Darmodzezi once
Somebody
again.
died.
They didn't make it to Cape
Look
Town!
how small those pleasure craft looked in comparison to that wonderful ship.
I keep saying that these ships are wonderful. Does that mean? Oh,
But according to our
we go.
information, about 30 seconds to the start of the fireworks, and what a night we have for it too.
we do
Balmy,
get to watch the fireworks.
a harbour full of ships, many of them lit up, and many very excited people who are holding their breath
There was, like,
for the
no
start of the
fireworks for
fireworks,
New
which will
Year's.
come to you from the
That
7
was
Network,
awesome.
completely uninterrupted. Hope that you enjoy it.
Oh, those ones went off early. Ah, shit! Ah!
Jesus!
Alright, people. Watch the Sydney Harbour Bridge light up. This is what we do all the time. It's freaking annoying.
Yep, it's beautiful, alright.
No, I hate fireworks. I really do.
Beautiful.
Right. But the only thing that I like about fireworks is that people film them and never watch the film that they film. Everybody, when they stand around watching fireworks, they film it and never watch it later. They just enjoy filming it.
You enjoy looking at it through a screen once instead of seeing it. I mean, to be fair, it's not even that exciting anyway.
No.
But, I mean, maybe to kids. I guess I could see why kids would be excited.
Because they get to stay up late.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
The lights and stuff. It's not really something we do in this country anymore.
You should, when you take your kid to see fireworks, which you will because that's what we do in Australia, you should try to convince him that it's a natural phenomenon.
Ready to see the Great Southern Lights?
Tell him that that's where baby flowers come from. It's the pollination ritual.
I don't want him to be that idiot in school who just believes like really dumb things. It has to be fucking reprogrammed.
Alright, then teach your kid to tell other kids that. Louie. Ow. Oh, aren't you glad that they included this?
This is the best bit. I'm riveted. Yeah, happy Racist Invasion Day, everybody.
We'll get beaten up on the train home. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, to be fair, they won't be no one will be heading home yet. They're all still.
Unless there's like Melbourneites coming to screw up here.
True. Awesome. Yeah. I think everyone's going to the beach today.
Beaches in both directions.
Yeah, what I mean is, like, more people will be heading out to the Queensbridge or something. Knowing that, you know, town's going to be fucked right now.
I hope there's no fireworks tonight.
Oh, me too. There will be. There'll all be illegal fireworks. Because I don't think they do official light shows like this year.
Good.
Especially during the summer where, you know, fire risk and stuff.
That's alright. If fires break out again, our Prime Minister will go on holiday.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Oh no, the bridge is on fire!
Needs a rest. There are boats under there!
Napalm! Just like the good old days.
Oh dear. very next year is when the Soviet Union was gone. Bye-bye. And then the world had nothing to complain about, so...
We invented more problems.
Yeah, so they invented more.
I'm getting dry on this.
I'm sorry, but it's hot outside. It's hotter inside.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be like, whoo, it's hot out here.
Oh yeah.
Because instead of acclimating, I'm coming from a cold house. Whoa. Axomophone. We got some credits. Hope those credits go for longer than 3 minutes. I paid for 90 minutes.
Yeah, and I paid for a cartoon and got golf.
I can't wait to put that up. I want to take that one.
You can take it home. I don't fucking want it.
I'll bring it back with actual cardigan. Unless my copy is also taken over.
Can you imagine?
I won't even check, I'll just pop it out. You can find out.
I'm not gonna have like an in memory of in the credits.
No. He did. No one cares about
We don't care about that anymore.
We said it, alright?
No, they didn't. The guy they were interviewing did.
Oh yes, and he fell off and it was very sad. He died. Yes, we're finishing.
See, that's why we need you here, Ape Sentai, to point that kind of thing out. Someone used a fair light, made a Australian synthesizer.
Oh yeah, because we invented the synthesizer. Anyway, we should have them on a coin.
Should. Even if we didn't.
The first fleet reenactment voyage.
Let's show the royal family instead of, Heinrich.
Who died.
Who died. he died to make this happen.
Host is Roger Clinton, though. Reporters, no, there's going to be nothing.
Nothing.
Ryan McDonald. Steve Marshall was on the audio. Peter Fisher was the floor manager.
Well, you would have to know we're within 30 seconds of being so.
Yeah, but have they not stretched out these credits to be as long as possible?
They really have.
Videotape credits. Microwave links. Not radio.
In loving memory of...
Oh, helicopter pilots.
Jesus Christ! Everybody gets a credit except, the guy who literally gave his life for this thing.
We gratefully acknowledge the assistance of...
Oh, come on!
It nearly was an in memoriam. Not quite. For the host broadcast.
Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing, dude?
Right at the end.
Right at the very end. Oh! Ooh, Channel 7 ad, maybe? Oh, no, direct.
Direct to video ad, yeah. Get your tongue out of my mouth. Licking your butthole.
2 days' time.
For your birthday. It's my birthday in a couple more days.
5 days?
Monday is my birthday.
Are we doing a birthday special for you?
No, we're going to do wrestling.
Okay.
We're having an apostrophe on.
That's right.
Don't even have to ask me every time. Anyway.
Hell yeah. Well, anyway, this has been fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Doing the show's fun.
Well, yeah.
And look, there is a part of me that is just like, I can't wait till Jackson's old enough to take him to that kind of stupid thing where I can be like, so there's the boats. I know a lot about those.
Some guy died.
Some guy died on one of those. His name was Heinrich.
Oh god, I can't believe they downplayed that so much.
He was not alive anymore.
Oh yeah, he was a little bit less alive, is what somebody said. We realized he'd be a little bit less alive. Yeah, that means he's dead. It's more of an on-off situation. Oh gosh.
Right? Any last points you want to bring up? Anything you want to say?
No,
No.
we're doing a home movie that I found in a bunch of about 200 taped off the TV things that I picked up from the other side of Melbourne. Picked up the TV tapes. One of them looked a little bit different, and I chucked it in, and it was a home movie of wrestling. It's got a couple of shots of people in it going, hey, so it's going to be fun. And it's only short. It only goes by 20 minutes. So
Aww.
afterwards, we're watching cartoons. We're going to watch Rocket Wrestling, Hulk Hogan, which it has segments. And something interesting I found out is I've already put it up on your channel. The bits that are copyrighted are the cartoon, but the actual segments where it's the real wrestlers going, cartoons, they're not copyrighted.
Cool.
Yeah, so if we wanted to like chop those little bits out, we could have those as like different things. I'm not gonna. We could.
The point is we could.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
so
they only
decide.
copyrighted the cartoon, not the wraparounds.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
That's a next week discussion.
Next week discussion. All right. Now you can cry sure as out.
All right. Bye.
Happy bouncing.